There is no mark on here yet.
Okay. Drive on.
Okay, so we're on Facebook Live.
Okay, great.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Wonderful. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for joining us today on Tuesday, 3 o'clock. It is our weekly webinar, The State of Your Business. My name is Denise. I'm the Membership Service Coordinator for the Fort Worth Metropolitan Black Chamber of Commerce. And thank you all for being avid watchers or listeners or whatever it is that you do to watch us. So before we get started with today's program, I wanted to do a reminder that we do have, if you are a new member, you recently joined and you have not been a part of our new member orientation, that they are on the last Wednesday of the month at 3 o'clock through Zoom. You're able to register for that online or on our website at www.fwmbcc.org. So our next session is tomorrow. So if you have not been to one, make sure to register for that. I go into a little bit more about your benefits as a member, a little bit more about the chamber, and trying to gauge where you are, make sure that we're able to help you and you take advantage of all your benefits as much as possible as a member of the chamber. So make sure to look into that. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce my worker, Daryl Brewer, for the rest of our programming.
Good afternoon, everyone. That was pretty quick, Denise. Thank you for joining in today to our weekly Tuesday webinar. I'm excited to get to our program. But before I get to that, I just want to give you a couple of updates. Number one, we have another round of money probably coming out from Congress, from the CARES Act, maybe calling it something else, the HEROES Act or some such. But so what that means, and then also we'll probably have some more money coming from the city of Fort Worth with regard to going to businesses. I don't know what that's going to look like yet in terms of who is it going to target exactly. But what I want to say to you is that if you're looking to get this money, to make sure you go ahead and try to get your books together, your documentation, so that when it comes around, you'll be able to go ahead and apply, and that will help you get this money. And of course, we're here to support you, help you in any way that we can. But you know, learning what a profit and loss statement is, that sort of thing, the debits and credits, it will help you not only with this process, but any other loan process that you're maybe going through, and just actually help you with your business as well. Also, I want to let you know that, just kind of remind you, may not know that we have a $30 million Texas State Veterans Home that is coming to Fort Worth. It's going to be a new construction. It'll be near TCC South Campus, next to the VA clinic. And what I want to ask you to do, if you are interested in working on that project in terms of construction, so we'll be looking for all types of trades, concrete, plumbing, drywall, etc. If you will email me the information on your company or your capability statement, because we want to get you pre-qualified and we want to get you verified that you're a hub company. If you're not a hub, we want to get you certified as a hub that's a historically underutilized business, because we want to make sure that we can get as many contractors, minority contractors, African American contractors on this project. You can email me at dbrewer@fwmbcc.org. So that's DBREWER at FWMBCC.org. My phone number is 817-871-6558. So if you're interested in on that particular project, because we we have a little, pretty good amount of influence on that. We definitely want to help our contractors out. And then I send out some 5 to 10 bids every week. And it may be from the city of Fort Worth, it might be from the city of Arlington, it may be from various general contractors throughout the DFW area. So if I have you in my database, I will absolutely send that out to you because I want to help you get as much work as possible. Okay. With that, we also may have some more personal protection equipment to hand out as well in the very near future. So you want to be on my database so we can get in contact with you to let you know when those opportunities present themselves. Next, we're going to get to the economic development portion. And I'm pretty excited about what we have today. The topic today is Black builders in the hood. Yeah, I stole a little bit from Singleton Boys in the Hood. So we have some more scheduled, but we have two gentlemen that can talk about this. One is James Walker of Walker Realty, and the other is Stacy Marshall. And Stacy, you're the president, right, of Southeast Inc.?
Yes.
Okay. So Denise, if you put us all up, I appreciate it. And so I want you guys just kind of go around right quick. Just tell us your name, your business, and a little bit about your business. And well, in fact, just go ahead and kind of tell me if you have a presentation on your business and what you've been doing. Go ahead and do that right now. So James, why don't you go up first?
All right. Can you hear me pretty good?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then I'm James Walker. I'm a broker of James Walker Realty, native of Fort Worth. Been here all my life pretty much, other than me going to the military. Most of the work that I do is on the south side of Fort Worth, Rosedale, Evans corridor. Deal with traditional buying, selling, rehab. Currently getting into some new construction, and hopefully next year breaking ground also with some commercial. I've been in the business for about 15 going on 16 years now, and south side is pretty much where I dwell at for most of my projects, but I do work anywhere in the metroplex in regards to the traditional real estate. But before as new construction or new development, I pretty much work on the south side. Looking forward to trying to help that community come back and make it what it used to be back in the day, where you had just about everybody in that neighborhood to either own some store. Well, not everybody in the neighborhood owned a store, but you had a lot of African Americans that owned the stores, the doctor's office, the pharmacies, the gas stations, the cleaners, you name it. So that's kind of my plight and what I'm looking to do.
Awesome, great. Stacy, you want to tell us about your organization, what you guys have?
So sure. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Daryl. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Just tell me about. I'm sorry. Just tell me a little bit about Southeast Inc. And then if you want, you can go into whatever you have going on right now.
Okay. Well, I'm Stacy Marshall, president of Southeast Fort Worth Inc. I've been here 5.5 years. The organization is 20 years old this July. We were created by a public-private partnership to focus on economic development, revitalization, and stabilization for the Southeast area in Fort Worth. So we focus on residential projects, commercial projects. We work with mom and pop shops to large scale developers to construction companies, architects and engineers, just to bring the right development to the Southeast area of Fort Worth. And yeah, I do have a presentation. Do you just want me to jump into it right now?
Sounds good.
I'm sorry?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, Denise, could you put it up on the screen?
You're able to, so
Hold
if
on.
you, at the bottom, it says share screen in green, you're able to do that.
I think I have two things set up. So I have it on my phone, which you send me video wise, and then I have it on my computer. So I'm the one that's logged in on the computer, and I'm not seeing that.
On your phone?
You logged in twice.
On the computer. I'm also logged in. I'm logged in twice.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
One with my name on the computer, and then the other one.
1 second.
Okay, I see you right now. Share the screen. Okay, here we go. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, good. So I just put together a little overview of who Southeast is as an organization, how we came to be, and then we're going to chat a little bit more about what we've done and where we're going right now for the future. And so, like I said, we're a 20-year-old organization that has been focused primarily on the Southeast side of Fort Worth. Our vision is to basically help the place come back, like James said earlier, back to where its heyday of where people can work, they can play, they can invest their money, they can shop, they can eat, all within the same area without having to go anywhere else, because a lot of the people right now are having to leave out of the community just to shop, just to meaning clothing and grocery stores and getting gas and things like that. So we want to bring back those beautiful and affordable neighborhoods to the area within Southeast, because that's, I mean, like I tell people, I'm very biased that we have the best looking side of Fort Worth, you know, in terms of accessibility and hills and views and things of that nature. So our mission is basically, like I said, drive economic development, work with various community stakeholders and the government agencies and private developers to bring that quality development to Southeast Fort Worth. Southeast Fort Worth is actually a large scale area that a lot of people are not aware of. And it is bounded by I-35 to the east, 820 to the west, to the east of us coming back. Then we are capped off at 30 at the north and I-20 at the south. And we also pick up the Carter Industrial Business Area as well as Lake Arlington too. So there are 5 major priorities that this organization was founded on. One was to lead economic development, drive improvements in public education, and that means working with Fort Worth ISD, the charter public schools, as well as Tarrant County Community College and all of the major universities around. We want to work through public policy, meaning we want to take the policies that are set in place by the county and the city and the state and work through that to help make certain that we bring in the right incentives to whatever it is project that we're working on at that particular time. You know, catalyze and advocate for regional partnerships. So my job is to go out, market to those developers, market to those people that want to come into not only Fort Worth, but come into an area like a Southeast and help us to revitalize that area. And notice I'm going to continue to say the word revitalize rather than regentrify, because we don't want people to leave the area. We want them to stay, but at the same time work with us as we work with the developers to make the development happen around there. And then we also try to provide our members, you know, a value. That's members of the organization, but more so the community as a whole, and every entity within Southeast footprint is what we consider to be our members. We understand our community, but more importantly, we understand the city of Fort Worth. City of Fort Worth is the 12th largest city, as most of you already know. By 2030, they're expecting to hit 1 million people, but this city is growing so fast. I really believe that we would hit that mark before the 2030 gets here. In terms of ethnic and racial makeup of the city, you know, right now, non-Hispanics, well, whites are 39.4% of the city's makeup. And then Hispanics come in second at 36.1%. And these numbers are based on a 2017 American Community Survey. And keep in mind, we're going through the current census right now. So some of these numbers will change once that reporting system comes out. But the median household income for the average household in Fort Worth is a little bit over $60,000, as opposed to Texas being 59,000. So we're kind of in that good sweet spot because we're kind of up there where the current median household income is for everybody in the country. In terms of family income, Fort Worth is kind of right there at that mark as well, because we're about $69,000, $973 per household. Again, the city of Fort Worth is a large animal, 358 square miles. You know, the population in 2010 was a little bit over 748,000. And based on the World Population Review, they're thinking that we've hit the 932,000 mark. So let's talk a little about Southeast Fort Worth and what Southeast Fort Worth looks like. So picture this, you're looking at a map, you have Fort Worth to your left, you have that other city to the east we won't name, but the green spot is actually the boundaries of Southeast Fort Worth, which I had just shared with you earlier. Here is a little bit more better depiction of what we cover. So you see I-35 to the east and 30 to the north and 20 to the south, and all of this going eastward back over to Lake Arlington. And that is about 79.3 square miles. There's over 20,000 acres. There's over 180,000 residents that we last counted. And like I said, those, as the city grows, our numbers are growing as well. But it also includes over 90,000 what we consider future workers. And those are the workers that are currently in the educational pipeline, K through 12. And we'll talk about that a little bit more, okay? Here's one of the fantastic views I was telling you about. This is at Hillside Community Center, looking to the west of downtown. So it's only people are really wanting to come over here, because who wouldn't want to have views like this or be in that area and have that accessibility to downtown Fort Worth? Okay, so let's talk about what do we know that will turn the tide to make sure that we get that development going. Economic development, that's key. Economic development has many technicals to it, and we'll dig off into that a little bit more. Community development, you know, without the community being on board and helping us to not only think through what's the best idea to bring projects to fruition, but also work with us to say, this is what we need, this is what we want. Because without the community, you know, and them needing those services, we can't bring it either way. Small businesses are the background of any city, community, wherever you live. Yeah, you see the big names, the Walmarts, the Targets, the Lowe's, and all of that. But as you see through this pandemic, a lot of the businesses that have been really hurt have been the small businesses, because they were the mom and pop shops in the particular areas that people relied on. Neighborhood revitalization, that's something that I talked about earlier. Like I said, we don't want to gentrify, but we want to take what we got existing today and improve upon that. And then affordable housing. A lot of people think affordable housing is low-income housing where people have vouchers through all of these housing authorities. That's not the case. We're looking for people that want to come into the area to buy or build housing that the average family member can live in, raise their family in, without having to fear of losing that house when another pandemic comes, or the threat of something else happening in the world or whatever, and they're not being able to pay that mortgage. And then financial education. We try to teach people about their finances, you know, that, yeah, and we've worked with various different groups that have come in and done seminars for Southeast Fort Worth to teach community leaders and community citizens about their finances and how important it is to have a banking account, to have a checking account. Make sure that your credit is good, because you may want to get a car, you may want to buy a house, you know, things of that nature. So all of that being said, Southeast Fort Worth Inc. is shovel ready. We have central location, we have accessibility. I mean, we have land where other cities like Dallas to the east is landlocked. You know, we welcome those companies that want to come over here and build. One of the things I said is building strong neighborhoods and creating good jobs. Once we get that infrastructure in place and people see that, people are going to want to come here, and they're going to want to live, and they're going to want to shop. They're going to want to eat. They're going to want to just play and do all the things that they can, that you can do anywhere else in the other parts of the city of Fort Worth. So what's going to set us apart, and how are we going to adapt to that change? Well, one of the things we do is, I believe in revitalizing, but also re-energizing things. So 5.5 years ago, I was charged with reconnecting with all of our elected officials being city, state, county, and federal, reach out to our community groups, reach out to the developer community, let them know that we are here and we're willing to work with them. But more importantly, our neighborhood association, which basically has been our arms out into the community itself, spreading the word that, hey, Southeast Fort Worth Inc. is looking to do some things, has a plan in place, but we want to work with you and want you to sit at the table with us as well. So we're working on our 2020 or 20-year revitalization plan that we update every year, but we also measure it year by year as well, to make certain that I am hitting my marks, that the board is hitting their marks, and that we're working with the city and the county to make it all happen. Through community partnerships, one of the things that has been great is we've had community partners to come on board. It's not about writing a check to Southeast, it's about rolling your sleeves up. It's not about sitting on my board of directors. It's about being the boots on the ground. We're going into community saying we're going to make it a considerable stake. If we know the right people in the community that we need to make things happen, I rely on these people and other folks who have a vested interest in Southeast to make it happen. So how do you do all of that? Well, you got to market. You just can't sit back and just expect people to just come, because you're competing with cities like Arlington, which is being touted as the entertainment capital of Texas, or North Texas, if you want to say. Dallas is the big boy to the east or whatever, and they're basically jockeying and marketing for the same thing. So people need to understand, we have the real estate, we have the labor, we can get the raw materials, and that's going to end up being money for everybody down the road. So what are some of the elements for success? Available cost-effective land, accessibility to and from I-35, 287, 820 that's being redone on the Southeast Connector, I-30 and 20. We have historic neighborhoods, rich in historic neighborhoods. Intellectual capital, that goes back to the over 90,000 kids that are right now in the educational pipeline that are going to be your future leaders, your future doctors, your lawyers, your mayors, and things of that nature. Those are going to be the people that we need to invest in. We have quality educational facilities in the area as well, that have received a wide range of recognitions throughout the state and the country. And hands down, we got some of the best views in Fort Worth, and residents with buying power. There are a lot of people in the community who don't believe in banks per se, so they keep the cash and they keep the cash flow and they pay with cash and things like that. And a lot of the revenues is going outside of the area. We want to keep those dollars here. The 6 urban villages was created years ago, back in 2005, and those were supposed to spur economic development, revitalization for different pods within Southeast. And here's just a list of those 6 urban villages. But what I did was, when I came on board, I realized 79.3 square miles was too large of an area. So we needed to focus on maybe 1 to 2 of those areas. And like they always say, how do you eat an elephant? It's one bite at a time. You can't eat the whole elephant right then and there. And so what we did was, our first priority we focused on was Evans and Rosedale. And as a result, you see now that there has been an RFP that came out and a master developer that was set for that. We also are focusing on the Berry and Riverside corridor. I don't know if you guys have ever been down to Berry and Riverside in the last few weeks, but I mean, the development is there, the cranes are there, you know, and you're going to see so much happening there in the next 12 to 16 months that you're not even going to recognize the area itself. 58 reasons why you should come to Southeast. It's because of location, location, location. I mean, we are close to any and every place in the Metroplex within 20, within, I would say, the Tarrant County area, within 20 minutes, you can get to all of these particular places. You know, the Cowboy Stadium, Globe Light Park, Carter Industrial Business Park, you can get to Lone Star Park. I mean, to other cities, the 41 municipalities in Tarrant County, a number of them is just only a hand's throw away from where we are in Southeast Fort Worth. Again, back to, as I wrap up, to talk about the quality education, a cradle to college pipeline with the young kids that we have. You know, Fort Worth ISD is doing a great job, along with the public charter schools that are coming in right now, to educate our kids, to prepare them for college, whether it's community college or the university setting. And then here we go with Texas Wesleyan, Tarrant County College. They are working within the school districts to make certain that our children are well educated, but also prepared for the future and prepared for the real world. And so now let's talk about the development that's waiting to happen. And I think, Daryl, you had asked me to talk about a little bit of that, but we'll go into.
Yeah, right. So that's the future, right?
This is the future. Yes.
Okay. So do you have, you gave a good foundation as to where we are right now. You didn't really talk about, can you talk about anything we have that's happening right now that's kicking dirt? I know we mentioned the Riverside Berry area. Is there
So
anything else?
the
Just
developments
raise
that are you talking about the developments that are happening right now?
Yeah, something
That's
things that
currently
are
going
going on. Yeah, going on right now, and then we'll
So,
talk to the future. We're going to give James a bit of time to talk about what he has going on right now, and then we'll go to the future. So
okay.
go ahead and tell me what you guys have going on right now.
Okay, so we talked about the Evans and Rosedale project. So I encourage everybody that wants to be a part of that project, particularly African.
Oh, he muted himself.
And we talked about the projects that are going on Evans and Rosedale. But right now, currently, I am working with 2 developers. And those developers are looking, one is looking to do a multi-family community that's sitting on about 12 acres of land in Southeast. And so one of the things we talked to them about was, you come on board, we're going to work with you to help get local talent, contractors and so forth to be on that project. And the other one is looking to take and do a lot of infilling on residential homes within Southeast or whatever. And they want to purchase about 40 lots right now to get that done.
Okay.
So that's the thing we got going on.
All right. Very good. So I'm gonna ask you to let you to unshare your screen so we can let James get in here for a minute, and he can tell us about what projects he has going on right now. James, you got it? Can you tell us what, if he gets this screen, maybe we could just flip over to where you are, James.
Did I do that right?
I think at the top of your screen, there you go. Awesome. Okay, James, can you tell us what projects you have going on right now, since you wanted to build us in the hood? Are you there, James?
He got disconnected. 1 second.
Uh-oh. Tell you, technology. Denise, let us know when you get him back on. So I guess that you might as well continue on with your discussion with.
So you want me to use it? You want me to be a fill-in, huh? So
we gotta. I don't want you to talk 30 minutes and 40 minutes at a time. I want other guests to kind of go in and out, but just it is what it is.
Okay, so we're working on, bringing a healthcare facility here. There's a company or 2 corporate relocations that I'm working on right. And like I said, we're doing some commercial buildings and affordable housing is what we're all trying to work on right now. And then also bringing together all the stakeholders per se to the table. So you're going to see that happen in the next 6 months, where we're all going to sit down and we're going to map out a plan. One of the things we've been doing as an organization is my board will get together every year and put together a strategic plan based on what we think should be happening in Southeast. But there have been several people that have not been sitting at the table with us that I think is needed, that is very needed and very crucial. So we're going to reach out to those people because there are a lot of the stakeholders in Southeast or whatever, so that we can get their opinion and how we should move forward.
You want to call them out who not working with you?
I'm sorry?
You want to call those folks out who haven't been working with you?
I will not make any, no, it's not that they weren't making or working with us. It's just the fact that they were not invited to the table because we were more centric. We were focused on just having board members there, but okay. I think that we need to expand that.
Okay, very good. So I have a question, and one of them, you mentioned Evans and Rosedale.
He's back.
Okay, after thank you, Denise. After Stacey answers this question, we'll go to James. So can you tell me what's going on with the Evans and Rosedale project? I know we had a lot of discussion, a lot of meetings, a number of meetings. That was probably, I want to say, a year ago, 8 months, the last time I heard.
So I actually had a conversation with the group that was selected, and we talked about it. There are some legal issues that they are going through with the city of Fort Worth, but in a good way, meaning contracts and agreements and things of that nature. The actual last plan had been, well, as of today, had been presented to the city to review and to provide feedback. And it just needed a little bit more tweaking right now. But they have been really actively working in the background about it, behind the scenes, trying to make it happen. So it's still moving forward.
Okay, very good.
You should be hearing, I'm sorry, you should be hearing something about it soon.
Awesome. Denise, did you say we have James back?
Yeah.
Okay, James, can you just kind of let us know, welcome back, as you transition to your vehicle. Can you tell us what you have what projects you have working right now?
Other than the new construction that I have going, which is new homes, we're building homes right now off of Allen Street, which is complete, and then we're going to start 3 more, one on Missouri, another one on Allen, and then one on Bessie Street. So we'll have those 3 breaking ground probably within the next probably 3 to 4 weeks, hopefully, and then starting next year, the beginning of next year, we'll have a commercial project that's going to be breaking ground right on Evans Street. So haven't actually decided on if
retail on the bottom and then apartments on.
So that's what I have going on, and then I also have some property over on Riverside Drive, which is like 18,000 square feet of land, which probably going to do some mixed use there as well. So, but again, all the commercial piece won't take place until beginning of 2021.
Okay, so your house that you built on Allen, tell me about it.
It's a 4-bedroom. In the 4th bedroom, you can transition to a game room. An office if you like. Then you have an upstairs game room, and you also have the opportunity to put a bar there as well. It's an open concept, living room, large island. We're pretty much complete. We're looking to do an open house this weekend. We're just waiting for the fence to be completed. So I'll send that out to you, and then if you would like, you can blast it out who you want to. Haven't got the times yet for the open house. That way everybody can come through and kind of take a look at it. So it's 2,386 square feet, and the sales price on it is $250,000.
$250,000 in the hood?
Yes. The hood is transition. So we've had about 4 or 5 showings on it already, but we don't have an offer yet. Now
That's $250,000. That's why you don't have no offer.
Okay, but now, I will say this: you have another house that's being built on Avenue D over by Glenwood Park off of Riverside Drive, which is probably about the same size house as ours, and the sales price is going to be about the same. And then you have one that's on, I think it's Powell Street, which is almost 3,000 square foot. I don't know what their list price is going to be yet, but your average list price over on the south side right now is ranging between 180 and 200,000, and they are selling.
So you mean to tell me that Grandmama's house is worth 180,000 on the south side, historic south side? What you telling me?
Yeah, one of the guys that helped build our house, he sold a house over there on Oak Grove, and his sales price was 200,000. So I mean, they're steady increasing. Probably every 6 months you'll see an increase. So I mean, that's what the going price is. And believe it or not, for new homes, you're still lower than what the Metroplex is offering.
So I just want to remind everyone, if you're on Facebook, that you can type your questions in the comment section, and we will get to your question. If you're on Zoom, go ahead and touch the button at the bottom where it says chat, and then you can enter your questions there. So James, I'm giving you a hard time, but you know, there was some concern. People said, okay, y'all, okay, I hear you, Stacey, you said revitalization. Shoot, grandmama house like $50,000 a few years ago. Now you're talking about it 200,000. I'm concerned. I'm worried about grandmama getting put out, not being able to pay her taxes, and losing the house. Who wants to respond to that?
So I will say something to that. I'll let somebody else respond. So one of the things that me and another friend of mine are doing, especially with some of the elders that don't know that they can. You have a lot of people don't know out here that they can do a age exemption on their house if they're 65 and over, where you know they can get a discount on their taxes, and a lot of people don't know that. So those are some of the things that you know we're looking to do to try to help the community out for those that don't know, and helping them fill out the paperwork and being able to help them from their taxes increasing. Because the thing is, even the houses that you're building now, say if it's not even $200,000, it could be you know a little bit less than that. But the problem with, well, the thing with that is that as long as they continue to build new houses and fill in some of them lots over there, their taxes is going to steady increase. I mean, you won't be able to stop it, sadly to say, because you have a lot of vacant lots over there. And with the people that's currently living there now, since there's not a whole lot of rooftops, then their taxes are not that, you know, that high. But as long as they continue to put rooftops over there, their taxes is going to continue to increase.
Stacey, did you want to respond to that?
I'm gonna, yeah. So James is correct. As we continue to do the infills and more housing does come, yeah, the taxes will go up. Our organization too. So 4.5 years ago, I started reaching out to the neighborhood association presidents to share information about, you know, get that information out to your seniors that's in your community to come in, and we would sit down with you, not me per se, but we had a group of people that volunteer their services that would help them fill out the paperwork, to help them with getting that down to the appraisal district, and to help try to get those taxes taken care of. It's like the chicken or the egg. Do you want the development or not? And development is going to happen. James talks about the historic South Side. The reason that that area is so hot is because not only do they have land available over there in terms of residential and some commercial properties, or there's been zones on commercial property, but it is so close to the hospital district, it's so close to downtown that people can live over there and be at work within 5 minutes if they wanted to do that. So it's going to happen. I mean, we're seeing that houses are going for that amount, the $250,000, and James is correct. You know, some have sold around around that price range. Actually, I've had a couple of builders come to me and they're wanting to start the building off at 325,000, and they were trying to put 3,000 plus square feet homes over there. And so it's just about working through that and trying to make sure that that doesn't happen too quickly, but sit at the table too to try to make sure everybody's aware of what's going on. But we can't stop it, unfortunately. But we can try to slow down and work with them on it.
So can you talk about the exemption? Because I've heard probably different things about that. I thought that if you were, say, like you're 65 or over, what have you, you don't pay any taxes on your home. Is there some kind of exemption? Like I heard you say lower, but I thought it was after a certain point.
Daryl, I was getting a call, so I had to swipe that off. I couldn't hear you. Could you repeat it?
So I heard what James said about the exemption to lower your taxes, but I thought there was something to where it would eliminate your certain number of amounts of taxes on your home. Am I incorrect or correct on that?
You could do a homestead.
Yes, that's how you can homestead.
There's not going to be, I mean, there are a couple of things you got to do. I mean, you got to breathe, you got to eat, you got to die, and you got to pay taxes. So there's no getting out of that particular thing right now, you know.
But you mentioned the homestead. So if I homesteaded, grandmama live over there. She's been over there for 75 years. And so you telling me that if that's homesteaded, then what's that situation?
Yeah, that's like you can only homestead your house one time.
Well, talk to me. The people
And,
want to know.
in terms of just going in and saying, hey, you know, I want to get my taxes lowered and work with me on this and that type of thing. But then you can only, and to my understanding, I don't want to say that, I don't want to be incorrect, but it's my understanding you can only do it one time. But there are other resources that you could probably work with when, like you say, grandmama and them get to a certain age at 65 or whatever, then they can go in and talk about, you know, grandmama's 65 years old. What can we do to reduce some of those taxes like that? Am I correct, James?
Yes, you get 65
So
over a discount on your taxes, but everybody should homestead their property, no matter where you live. You should homestead your property, and like he said, you can only do it on one, which is your primary residence. So then when you turn 65, you can go in and file an over 65 exemption, and you'll get your taxes. They won't continue to increase, and you'll get a reduction on it. The only way you can almost get out of paying any taxes at all, and I still think you have to pay some amount, is that you are over 65, and that if you get 100% disability as a veteran. So you have to be one of the two. The 100% disability will give you more of a discount on your taxes than over 65. So.
Okay, so let's be clear, because this is important. So what you said, everybody should homestead. Okay, so if I homestead, my mom been living there, is homesteaded, and then and then my taxes could be reduced. And then are my taxes going to continue to go up as the price of land continues to go up, or because I'm homesteaded and I've gotten that point, are my taxes kind of locked in at that point until I die or move or something?
Right. You still like, even though it's homestead, you still got to pay the prices, and the taxes will still probably more than likely increase.
Now, it will increase.
Yeah. So you can't get around that part. You only be able to get a discount if you're over 65.
But that's what we're talking about, James. Don't confuse it. Mom homestead, she's 65 and over. Because this is what people are concerned about. And this is what people talk about, well, maybe we can put a cap on it so that mom won't lose a house because she owns fixed income. Okay, when she bought the house, it was $25,000. Now you tell me it's $250,000, and so now my taxes have gone up commensurate. So we're just trying to figure out how we can keep grandmama in at least till she died. Okay.
Well, if you're talking about putting a cap on something, then now you're talking about going down to Austin and talking to the state legislators and saying this is what we demand to do. The city can't do that. The county can't do that. They can't say this is the tax cap because they have to work within the boundaries themselves. Like James said, you know, you have, you know, mama, grandmama, and all of them, they can get the reduced tax, and it probably will go up a little bit over time as things continue to move forward or whatever. But in terms of just saying each year is going to be $400, no, we can't say that. That's a legislative thing that they're going to have to do.
Okay, I just want to be clear because, you know, that's a big thing that has come up when we talk about the Evans and Rosedale project. And, you know, many times children, grandchildren don't live in the area anymore. They live in other areas, but grandmother still lives there. And so they want grandmother to still be comfortable where she is without them being priced out of their home. And that's a concern, and it's a reasonable concern that anyone would have. So I was just trying to be clear on what are the options and what's that going to look like. And so what I hear you telling me is, grandmama, just get ready to pay some more taxes. That's just it. That's what you said.
It's not. Well, it's not that harsh or in your face.
Well, I'm straightforward like that.
But yeah, it is. I mean, you know, as development happens, I mean, it's just not the historic South Side. This is happening all over the country. I mean, it's just not here in Fort Worth. You know, look at what Fairmont has done. Look at what the west side of Fort Worth has done. You could look to the city in East called Dallas on what they did on the west side of Dallas, you know. So it's just happening everywhere right now because more and more people want to come back into the inner city. More and more people want to live close to downtown and still have the same amenities that they had living out there 20 and 30 miles away.
I'm just trying to clarify the point. I'm not arguing the point. I want to be clear and make it clear to those who are looking on what the expectation, what they should expect. And yes, I'm definitely kind of straightforward in your face of just kind of who I am, but that gives clarity. That's one of the things I really want to do here. make sure we
Sure.
are informing. Did you have something else you want to say, James? I cut you off.
No, I was just really piggyback on what Stacey was saying, just about it's just because it's the proximity of it being so close to downtown and the South Side, South Six Poly. Those are areas that's really undeveloped and pretty much where a lot of people are looking to relocate. And when that happens, of course, like I said, you get those rooftops, and then when that comes, your taxes will increase. And sometimes we want to keep that cap, especially for our elderly, not to skyrocket because of their fixed income situation. But when you do pay a little bit more in taxes, it help out in other areas in regards to making sure the streets are being kept up and lights being put in to be. So the tax money is a benefit as long as it's being used correctly.
Okay, nobody's not debating that. I'm just trying to be clear on what people can expect, because reality in what you're saying, and we see this all the time throughout history, where first people move out to the suburbs, and then from the inner city out to the suburbs, then the inner city goes through a decline, then the people move back out from the suburbs back to the inner city, and then either way, whoever has least money is being pushed one way or the other, generally speaking. Okay, and so some people are, they don't like the thought of that. And one of the things I know that is happening here in Fort Worth, there's a lot of mixed use, mixed income type of projects going on. So I think that can help mitigate or keep that from just really hurting people quite a bit, the mixed use, mixed income type of project. So we're getting close to the end. Either one of you, I want to know if there are any hindrances that you want to talk about that are keeping you from being successful, to doing more projects, doing bigger, greater projects. And so if you could, James, why don't you speak to that, and then Stacey, I'll give you the floor.
Okay.
We don't have that. I don't even know what to say about that. I mean, you have a few, I'm not gonna say a lot, you have a few issues with the way that development is going, I guess, over on that side of town, and it's just kind of hard to pinpoint.
You can't be scared, man. Don't be scared. Let's hear it. We here to talk. What are your hindrances?
I mean, well, okay, let me say one hindrance I will share is that, you have a lot of people that want to develop over in this area. A lot of them don't really have the resources, even though the resources are out there for them to use, because I know a lot of information that the chamber provides and SCORE provides and things like that. But I don't know if people really know exactly where to go to get that information from. So a lot of it is just the resources that they need to figure out, how to get from point A to point B. And then the other thing I would say is, like, you have quite a few people out here that want to do development but can't find the financing. The financing is a big piece when it comes to development. It's easy to draw up the plans, it's easy to submit it to the city and whatnot, but it's hard for some small developers to find the amount of funds that they need in order to get their project completed. So I will say that.
All right, Stacey.
Well, one of the biggest hindrance has been land grabs. People that go purchase the property, hold on to it with an anticipation of getting 10 times as much as they paid for it. And so a lot of people have been very strategic in terms of how they purchase property. They may buy one or two on one street and then a lot or two on the other street. And that, if you have a developer that's trying to buy the whole street and develop it, it becomes a problem. And so, like I said, the biggest thing has been land grabbing and just holding on for the bigger payout in the end.
So, Stacey, you have anybody that's looking for a certain amount of land right now?
I have people that's looking for lots all over. Yeah. I actually am working with all over Southeast Fort Worth, but they are looking for contiguous pieces of land. I mean, there's some people that want an individual lot to build a residential home, but I have people that are looking to build like 5 on one street or do a commercial development.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Well, if you come across some type of people, you need some help locking down some land. Like I get land all the time. That I mean, that don't
Yeah.
be that's not the biggest issue. I think the biggest issue is just really trying to get things pushed through the city is another big issue. That's kind of hard. Even on the historic side, doing development over in the historic side of the south side, is just getting things pushed through the historic department is a challenge. And I deal with people all the time that you got to like submit and get so many kickbacks until you can actually halfway get something that they will accept. So a lot of the problems come from the city side of it too. But if you're looking for land, you need to put together some pieces. If you let me know, we can talk further once we hang up from here. It don't have to be tomorrow or whatever, but let me know and I can help assist in that.
Okay, so what I'll do is we'll talk about it and then I'll put you in touch with, so we have a development committee, but we also have someone or two people on that committee that have been only been focused on acquiring those properties or helping to get those properties acquired. And I will put you in touch with them. And you can lean on Southeast, and I can't speak for other people at the city, but lean on Southeast and we could connect the dots to help you with getting things pushed through quicker at the city and the historic part as well.
Okay.
I mean, that's what we're here for.
Okay.
So if you're running into those roadblocks or whatever, just let me know.
Okay, I most definitely will.
And when y'all cut a deal, the chamber need about 10% of it.
If only it works like that in real life. I don't know what your utopia is, but hey.
I'm from Stop 6 and we have house rules.
I'm not familiar with that.
You're not familiar with house rules? Okay, I'll tell you about that.
No. We keep it above board on the table.
House rules. So we're close to the end of our segment here. What I want you to do, just go ahead and give your contact information. Stacy, go ahead and give your contact information. We'll go to James after you, because we're going to close to wrapping this up.
So Stacy Marshall, email address is Stacy, Stacy at southeastfw.com. Office phone is 817-871-6542. You can contact me anytime.
Awesome. Stacy's here. Southeast Board is here to help you create some new construction, new development in Southeast Fort Worth. And we talked about it goes from I-35 to the west all the way to Arlington, basically.
No, it doesn't go that far. 820 and Lake Arlington.
I'm from that area. It ain't that far between 820 and Lake Arlington. But anyway, and then James, tell them how they can get in contact with you if they're interested in one of your homes that you already have built or anything you have in the future.
Okay, if they want to contact me in regards to the houses, if you're looking for land, you want to build, or if you just need help with an overall project, you can call me. My number is 817-443-7545. That's 817-443-7545. Or you can email me, and it's james@jameswalkerrealty.com. And you can go to my website, which is www.jameswalkerrealty.com. Real easy.
Awesome. I thank you guys for joining me in the topic today of Builders in the Hood. And we wish you both much success. And so thank you again.
Daryl, one second. There is one
question.
question.
I got a question. Okay, go ahead, Denise. Sorry. Thank you.
There is one question from Ty. They said, what about the existing houses in the Rhinewood area near Brentwood Stair Road? I purchased the property there and the taxes were $4,400 per year. I listed it as a homestead. I grew up in the same area and the taxes were $100 per year in the 90s.
And that's what happens.
That's 2020. Taxes is going to continue to increase. You're just not going to be able to get around that.
That's 30 years ago. So.
And someone's asking for Stacy's email again.
Oh, STACY at southeastfw, like Fort Worth.com. And then one of the things that's going to really help us, so are these series called In the Hood, or this particular one was the Hood, In the Hood?
Excuse
The
me, what
title?
This
Your
particular one, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The whole webinar series is the state of your business. So we have
Yeah.
different
Okay.
subject seats. So this one was the developers in the hood.
Okay. Just curious. All right.
Any
But I
other-
mean, if you'd like, there could be a part two, you know what I mean, later on.
You realize I got to work, right? No. Anytime you need me, just let me know.
Any other questions that you see in the chat or anything, Denise?
No, that was the only one.
Okay, great. Again, I want to thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate you. And let me just wrap back up with what we have with the Chamber Economic Development. Again, there is another round of funding that will probably be coming from Congress. I know they're fighting it out now. We expected maybe another round of funding here at the city of Fort Worth. We don't know exactly what that's going to look like, but we want to encourage you, if you think you will are eligible for it, and that is to look at your paperwork to make sure that you know how to do a P&L and get a profit and loss statement, or income statement, might be called that as well. So, and your bank account and those types of things. Kind of start pulling those things together so that when this comes out, that you will go ahead and be able to apply and get money. I know a lot of people didn't do it because you didn't think money was going to come. And so now that you know that the people who have received money, that you want to get in on it, which is fine. So we want you to just prepare yourself. Also, we have the Texas State Veterans Home, which we're looking to probably break ground sometime at the end of the year. And we want you to email me if you're interested in taking part in that construction. You can email me at dbrewer@fwmbcc.org. That's dbrewer@fwmcc.org, or you can call me at 817-871-6558. We appreciate you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next week. We're going to continue talking about things in Southeast Fort Worth. We've got the Envision Center coming on next week, and we're going to find out all the things that they have going on over there and how you can get involved, how it can help. And with that, I'm going to hand you back to my co-host, Denise WJ. Denise?
Thank you. As Daryl said, thank you all so much for joining us today. We do these webinars weekly on Tuesdays at 3 o'clock via Zoom or Facebook Live. So if you are interested in being featured on here at the beginning portion of the webinar, we do have a form that you can fill out to highlight your business, have a few minutes before our programming to highlight it and kind of get your business out there into the community and people know that y'all are there and what services you have and all that. A reminder that tomorrow we are having our new member orientation via Zoom. So if you are a new member or you are a member, you haven't gone to one yet, they are every month. It's the last Wednesday of the month at 3 o'clock via Zoom. Make sure to register for that. And if you're interested in being part of the chamber, you're not a part of the chamber, let me know. I am the membership service director for the Fort Worth Black Chamber. For more information, you can either email me or go to our website at www.fwmbcc.org. My email address is BABICHE@fwmbcc.org. So thank you so much. Until next week, and we'll see you then. Y'all be safe. Thank y'all for joining us today, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.